Welcome back to another episode of the 5-Star Talk podcast with JB and Millie.
Hi guys.
So today we have an extremely special guest. We have Amy Games.
Hi everyone.
So Amy Games has an amazing channel. They are a fellow content creator and their videos are just so amazing. I think some of our favourite series have been the Amiibo card unboxings and also an amazing episode where they interviewed a lot of creators on the platform. Like those types of videos that bring everyone together are some of my absolute favourites. So honestly, the second I saw that video, I was like, oh, we need to get them on the podcast. This is an amazing person.
Thank you.
But I guess hot off the heels of the new Animal Crossing winter update that of course introduced Franklin into the mix and Jingle into the mix, we really wanted to get you on board, just kind of discuss what your initial thoughts are about the update and kind of how you see the updates going forward from now on.
I'm excited, and I haven't played it yet, so I'm yet to play the update, but I did the update on my lunch break today. But I think the main update for me is the storage. Like, can we appreciate storage space?
Oh yes, that's such a good quality of life. Now I have to ask, for your main house, did you end up paying off your final loan?
Did, and it was it worth it? I think you get to customize the front of it, right? You get to change the colours and things. So I think for that, why I did it. But I've created a second account on my Switch recently, and I only did it full storage space, but I haven't paid the loan off for that one. And I'm kind of against it just because of the price, but then I want to customize the front of the house, so what do I do? I don't know.
See, it's finally made it worthwhile because paying off your main house loan is how you can then access the storage. So it's like, because JB and I left it, we were just like, look, they can't give us any more rooms now. You can customize, but you have to pay a little bit of a fee. Is it worth it? So we just left it, and now we're like trying to find like 2 million bells each to pay off Tom Nook so we can get the storage.
Definitely say turnips. Just keep going to Nook Crannies and checking what your turnip price is. The other day I felt lucky. I had like a price of 300 and I was like, that never happens. So I went on Nookazon and I was like, who sells turnips for like 90 to 100 bells per turnip? I need to come and do a few trips. Paid the person like a bag of 99,000 bells per trip. But I did like 3 or 4 trips and it was beautiful. Set me up.
That's amazing. That's brilliant. So that's like your loan cleared, and so now you can enjoy the storage update. And I guess something else that kind of excited me about seeing the storage update was, okay, if they can increase the storage in your house, maybe they can increase storage in terms of custom designs that people can have as well, because we've spoke to so many people who are like, I ran out, I'm having to delete things, I've not been able to use what I want. So I'm hoping that kind of is alluding to the fact they can expand storage in other areas.
It'd be amazing if they did. That would be life-changing.
Yeah, now, I'm just so excited because they could have given us this update any number of times since the release, but it's just it gets you exciting because you think there must be a specific reason why they're thinking about expanding it so much. Perhaps they're planning on giving us so many new items, like I know that from the trailer, Parv is set to be introduced, or Pave, in the update at the end of January. But doing some kind of research, they actually come with their own furniture set, I believe. Now, are you familiar with any of the previous games? Or like us, is this your first?
My first, this as well. I used to play it when I was really young. Do you know with the Nintendo, I'm going to say it's the DS and people will probably judge me, the one with the pen?
Oh, the DS, yes.
Oh my gosh, with the little stylus.
Yeah, and they would follow you when you moved the pen. The little character would follow you around the island. That's all I remember. I was too young.
I love that.
But, crazy. And also, like, it's a Christmas update, and I'm so focused on storage. But I've seen on social media today, I don't know if you guys have, new items as well for the Christmas and
Like Turkey Day.
the turkey one. I've seen like pictures of like, because we've got like the mum dog plush little furniture item, and I've seen like bulldogs for Animal Crossing. I think it's bulldogs, or they look like them, and like little tents and things. I'm like, is this an item that's out? Is it like a hacked item? I don't know if you guys remember like the star fragment trees and things that happened. I know, I need to do some more digging on that. I saw it on my lunch break and I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, we had a message from one of our like good friends that we made on the channel saying, I don't know if you guys want to stay spoiler free or can I show you what's coming? And we were like, okay, we can't decline this. What is happening? And I do believe that those tents, there's maybe 4 variations that are going to be added. And I don't know, just looking at the trailer, there seems to be a lot of Christmas items that were going to be added as well. I know, like, for people that time travel, they've had access to some kind of ice castle almost type of decoration, but there seems to be a lot that we've not seen before.
Yeah, like there's dinosaurs, like there's toys, obviously it's Toy Day, but they've actually used it as an excuse to give us so many extravagant things like dinosaur toys, little robots, and for me personally, I can imagine littering my house with these little dinosaurs. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited. I just want to play it. And the selfie action. You get to walk around the island and take a selfie.
Like, that's just so cool, like, so interactive. You can imagine just the amount of, like, just funny photo shoots that people are going to have with their friends, just, like, the screenshots they're going to take with doing some of the reactions. It's just going to do so much for the community.
And I even thought to myself, I was like, do you know what? I might, because I've recently got into TikTok, but, like, outside of Animal Crossing and YouTube world. And I was like, oh my gosh, should I set up an Animal Crossing TikTok channel?
I mean, we would 100% be there for that. That sounds amazing.
I was like, Marshall doing something wrong. Oh my gosh, he's like one of my favourite villagers.
I think it's amazing that we've finally been given like some of the capabilities that our island has already had. Like, we often see our island as working out or sat down near the river when we want to go fishing. And it's kind of like, why can they do that and we can't? And so for us to have finally been given the same kind of capabilities as them, it's just like, yes, this is amazing.
I wonder if we're going to get the because they walk around with sandwiches in their hands as well, don't they, and like little drinks. I wonder if we're going to get that or if it's coming soon. That would be awesome.
That would be amazing, because like you said with sandwiches and stuff, Franklin's supposed to be the start of the cooking update and some food and things, so it could be that you can meet these little sandwiches and walk around with them.
It'd be easy to do, like, some of them, like, they have that orange drink, like that Fanta, and there's already a vending machine in the game, so you could literally choose what little can you want to carry around with you just using the vending machine.
Could you imagine? That would be so cool.
Oh my, it would be amazing. And you could just do so much with that. Like, they could have like reactions within items. Like, if you've got the can in your hand, you can choose to shake it and have like stuff like spraying up in the air, or you can choose to drink it. Like, there just seems to be so many cute things that you can do, almost like making this Animal Crossing character like more real than ever.
Gets me excited. I'll let you guys in on a secret, but I plan most of my videos that I do, and I was on about it to one of my friends who helps me, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do yoga tutorial with Marshall on my channel, and he can do his yoga in Town Hall and I can do it. We can get all the villagers doing it, maybe even do it in Harv's Island.
Oh my gosh, that literally sounds like one of the most wholesome things to ever have been produced. That is so sweet. Oh my gosh, do you know when you're planning on doing that? Because these episodes don't go out until Sunday, so I really want to link that video in the description. Oh my gosh, I really want to see that.
Don't know when it's going to be. I don't know.
Oh, what a teaser. I guess that's a very good reason for anyone listening to this to go over and subscribe to your channel. That will be linked in the description, but that's so cool.
It is.
Oh, I'm dying to see that now.
And as well, in terms of updates and things, something that's not been shown in any videos yet, but JB, who's following the Mario's 35th anniversary, has seen that maybe another reason for storage is that some Mario items are supposed to be introduced.
No way. Do you know which types of Mario items?
No, it was just in the Mario 35th Direct. It said, and I think it was on March 2021, Animal Crossing will get Mario items. So we can only hope and imagine at this point. I really want, and this is not going to happen, but they gave us for 3D All-Stars the soundtrack for all 3 of those 3D games. I really want the stereo to be able to play there. Just to be able to vibe to Mario Galaxy music in my Animal Crossing island would be amazing.
I was
And then
thinking,
the little the cover picture of like Mario.
I was thinking almost like they did for Pocket Camp, where you can get those mini camper vans. You could also have like mini Mario Kart vehicles to like put around your island.
That would be so good. Or if they do like, because we had, what was it? For Maze, there was like a Maze Day, wasn't there, recently?
Yeah, it
where you
was
had to like
May
travel
Day.
and do the maze. Imagine if there was like one, but like you had to like go kart round.
Oh, that would be amazing. I love that because it would be a new dynamic, and one thing that we've said quite a lot is that we wish some of the like items on the island were more functional, like you've got those amazing teacups. We wish you could just go and sit in them and spin around.
That'd be so cool.
It would be awesome if they had like different dynamics to like the games, because I often see this like Animal Crossing compared to something like Minecraft or The Sims, and a part of that could involve going to different locations within your island. Now, if they're going to bring Mario into it, I think it'd be awesome if they could give you like a painting of either your favorite dream address or favorite dream suite, or another island that you can access by jumping into a painting. I think that would just be amazing.
That is good as well. Yeah.
I thought you were going to say like a warp pipe where you could go to different parts of your island through jumping down a tube.
That would be awesome. I'd be all there for that. Although I'm not sure if our islands are big enough to warrant that at the moment, but they could expand your island. And it would be a cool little thing just to hear the ding 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 sound effect and just pop up somewhere. But I guess kind of moving on to the update, because we spoke about the Dream Suite quite a bit, are you aware that this kind of new update brought in the Dream Suite randomizer?
Heard about it. I haven't seen it in action. You guys know how it works?
Yeah, so what happens is you kind of trigger it by doing the normal dream thing. You lie in bed, say, do you want to dream? You click yes, and Luna shows up. And one of the options added in there is surprise me, and then it just takes you to a random dream address.
Gosh, that's going to be so cool. I wouldn't imagine. I wonder if it sends you to like random, because like you've got Northern Hemisphere, Southern Hemisphere. Wonder if it's like going to be random for that as well. I really hope so. I love visiting islands that are in like the opposite season to me.
That could be amazing. Like, I guess we didn't really think about that. What we did is just like test it out. We did a video and we just pressed, a random island, and we got taken to this amazing like Jurassic Park themed island. So We're just looking forward to like testing that out.
I love visiting. Dream Addresses is like my jam. When that release came out, I was just like, that is fantastic. It's like the best thing to come to the game.
Like, it was an entirely new way to play.
As well, yeah. And it's like a way that you could interact. Like, you can chop trees down, you can steal flowers, but it doesn't impact the island, which I just think is brilliant, because I always feel bad bringing people to my island because I'm so protective over them damaging it.
Yeah, like, you just imagine, like, it just takes, like, one slip of, like, the run button to, like, completely destroy a gold, like, rose or something like that. It's just,
right.
Oh my gosh. And people like Millie, you always run. And
Yeah.
it stresses me out.
I can't not, it's awful.
It's so bad. But it is good that with the Dream Suite, it just makes that a non-issue. But I guess, are there any, like, what do you think about the implications of a random Dream Suite? Because you mentioned star fragments early on in the show, and of course a big part of that was this kind of controversy where some were being reported. Do you kind of feel that with the rise of, horror islands, especially just after Halloween when people's islands will still be that spooky mode, do you think a Dream Address randomizer could lead to more controversy?
Yeah, I do have worries. So I'm quite a PG-13, quite strict on that, child friendly. And the the aspect of having design codes allows people to put whatever they want in there. So there are some people in the world that will do things that they shouldn't do and put things in there that they shouldn't do. So that worries me because, you know, there are kids playing the game. What happens if they end up on an island that is inappropriate? But also, like, we'll get items in the game that can be used to create a very spooky, off-putting island. And I remember I did a stream not so long ago, and I was open to visiting people's islands, and we went to one, and it was obviously Halloween, but it was very gruesome, should we say. And I was a bit like, ooh, I'm going to leave and we'll come back to it offline. But it does worry me that there's no control over it, so you don't know what you're going to rock up at. And also, like, items, if there's going to be hacked items in the game, I don't think there is any at the moment, but if there is, does that put you at risk because you went to the island? I don't know. So it's a bit worrying. We'll see what they do.
And I think another thing that really concerned me when, like, we initially loaded the kind of dream suite was if you ask to go to a random island, it prompts you to upload your dream. It's like, you know, can we have permission to share your dream with other people then? And if you, like, you know how, like, sometimes there's a lot of speech in Animal Crossing, so you just mash A to, like, get through it quickly. The first time you load the Dream Suite after the update, if you just mash A to avoid Luna speaking, it starts to upload your island as a dream address. And so for, like, younger players, I don't know if that'll have any implications as well. You know, if, like, you know, I'd say my niece is 6 and I think she'd really enjoy the game. And so, like, it's kind of like, is it jeopardizing a little bit of privacy too? I don't really know. But I feel like for people who, I think it can be really enjoyable, the update.
Yeah, like, not to be, like, negative about things, but there are some implications that are a bit troubling. Like you say, with, like, the PG thing, a lot of people do want to do streams that's, like, you know, going to random dream addresses, or, you know, doing this, like, or like a challenge. Like, you've seen, like, the videos that people do, like, if I find a Jurassic Park island, this video stops, and something like that. And just, I don't know, especially for streams where you can't really edit, there could be so many things that you could see that isn't warranted. Now, we've visited a variety of islands. Some of them have been incredibly spooky. I'm just imagining, like, if there's a kid playing, like, of course, like, you could probably end up in some cute cottagecore place, which is amazing. We love those islands, and we like the horror islands too, but just to know that some of those kind of more gruesome custom designs could be used, and, like, they could just stumble across it straight away.
We'll just have to keep an eye on it. We'll just have to all report the dodgy islands to save the community. But I wonder, do we get like a special item? Because when Dream Address came out, right, it came with the Luna Bed. Because it's got an extra feature to it, I'm expecting, like, do you know, like in the olden days when they had bingo and they would spin the thing and then the bingo ball would come out, like, spin one and a raffle comes out with Dream Address. Like, did we not get a special item?
We got one item, and it was more like Christmas Central. It was a little Yule log that came in the post. So you can customize that and do all these different kind of types of cakes and stuff. But yeah, that was the item that Nintendo sent.
I mean, there's still not much of Franklin at the moment. Like, with the Halloween update, you got Jack, like, messaging you straight away. Still nothing from Franklin, but there are some hints that more cooking will be made available, which is always an awful lot of fun.
I heard that Nintendo have, like, locked down Franklin, so you can't time travel to the specific day to see him. Do you know, like with Halloween, people could time travel to Halloween Day and see Jack-o'-lantern and unlock all of the, like, emotions, like the little reactions. I don't know if it's true, but one of my friends said that you can't, if you time travel, he's not there at the moment.
Yeah, we had a similar thing from somebody else that we speak to on the channel that said, you know, if you tried to time travel to either Franklin or Toy Day to see Jingle, they're both time locked.
Yeah.
Now, what's
I kind of agree
your
with
take?
That.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Only because I'm a time traveler myself, so I love to time travel, but then it makes everyone log in on that day to do it. And, like, for me, like Halloween, I didn't show any interest in logging in on Halloween Day because I'd already seen Jack and I'd already done all of the things to get the items way before. So I think having it set on a certain day, it kind of makes you want to log in on that day, book that day for Animal Crossing. So I kind of agree with it.
Yeah, I think that's why they've like staggered the updates as well, is because otherwise when you first got the game, you'd go to Halloween, you'd go to Christmas, and people would get burnt out from the game so quickly because it's all there. Whereas if you stagger it with these updates every month or so, it makes people come back.
I think it makes it fair as well for the non-time travelers, because I always feel bad. I've got a friend that doesn't time travel, and he always mentions to me, you know, the items that come out, people are selling them for stupidly high prices in the game, and he has to wait until the season comes in or the day comes in to get them. So I think it's something that's a little bit fair, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I will say personally that I think that Halloween was targeted quite, you know, abruptly to people that do time travel, because the best items weren't available till Halloween. I'd have loved to have the carriages on our island kind of all through the month, the reactions all through the month, and it's kind of like, yeah, I can see. And also there was just a lot to unlock from Jack, so it's kind of like you needed to have a few hours available that day.
Yeah, that's my only worry of Franklin. If he's going to expect us to cook everything, is he going to be like, oh, this cooking won't be complete for like 3 hours? You know, like the Facebook games that they used to have, where it'd be like 2 hours, come back and it's fully cooked.
Or the same with Jingle, like Jack was time sensitive between 6 and 12 or something like that. Are they going to do the same on Toy Day? Like, okay, like people will probably, you know, be quite busy on Christmas Eve, and it's kind of like, are we only going to get between 6 and 12 again to go around every islander, gift every islander, unlock that Santa outfit, that sort of thing?
I didn't think of it like that. Unless they let you time travel back.
Yeah, like,
How many people would want to do that?
I mean, I guess to kind of play on like the kind of controversial opinion a bit now, we visited so many fabulous Halloween island tours on the build up to Halloween, and a lot of what made them were those items like Millie was saying. And if you imagine the fact that we don't know what's locked and what isn't locked on the build up to, say, Franklin, or I guess Jingle especially. Now, you could argue the coolest items were locked for Halloween, so if they did that for Christmas as well, or Toy Day, say if you could only unlock Christmas trees, or the biggest Christmas tree on Toy Day, that's the entire month when people are like wanting to decorate their islands, their houses for tours, or just for, you know, just to make themselves feel happy that it's nearly Christmas. They're gonna have that completely locked under that day, and I don't know, it just seems to be taking a lot away from island tours, from people's islands. So depending on how they do the updates, depending on what they release, I think it can be either no issue or a pretty big issue. If they're doing what they did for Halloween, I'm quite unhappy with this. But if we're getting most items as we want to, then I don't really see the issue.
No, I agree with that. I think the only thing that gives me comfort is knowing we already do have some Christmas items out. Like they've got the ice items that you can craft. I've seen a few Christmas trees already, so I'm happy that we've got some items. But if they release like an amazing item, like you say, then I will get angry.
Yeah, because it just, I don't know, it would be a shame. And I guess it does do a lot, because like you said, people do tend to take advantage of the system. They like time travel forward, get one of those good items, and then advertise them for like 50 nut miles or currency, or even like real currency. Like, I don't know, we haven't really got involved in that scene, but we know that some of that stuff goes on, so it limits that. But I don't know, I guess also it's to that point where there's no unfair advantage, like especially as content creators that don't travel like Millie and I. It's kind of difficult to get ahead of the game when we're making videos like, okay, so I guess we can invite this amiibo to Halves Island, or we can show this on day one, and then there's like the kind of the time traveling YouTubers that are like, okay, here's a whole list of what's coming up, this is how you can get it, this is when you can get it, and they've got their guides for that day up a month in advance. And so I don't know if this will help with that, at least from the point of view of a content creator. But then again, it affects them negatively, so it doesn't seem like anyone wins.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think about it like that as well, from like a different perspective, because I wouldn't have even thought of it like that. But when you think about it, you're like, oh my gosh, like, yeah.
Like, it's a bit tricky, and honestly, I kind of only disagree with it from a point where hacked items, I don't agree with them. I don't think people should have hacked items. And obviously when it was controversial, there was an awful lot that I disagreed with from people that were reporting the hacked items. But all in all, obviously hacked items, it's a given that they're not something that Nintendo is going to want you to have. But time traveling, I don't know if it's that Nintendo's place to look at people and go, okay, we don't like time traveling necessarily, so we're gonna stop anyone from doing it. Like, I don't know if it's their role to say what you can and can't do within the confines of that game, like without hacking.
Yeah, I agree with that, because it doesn't harm anyone, it doesn't harm the game to some extent, so...
See, I think my like kind of one thing on that would be maybe the reason they've made it time sensitive is if there's a big reveal coming with it. Like maybe Franklin's not just going to be there for one day, maybe it's the start of a quality of life thing, cooking becomes a permanent fixture, and so it's kind of like okay, well, you know, we really need all this to be linked together, so it's not like people go around dropping stuff off at people's islands before it's meant to start or anything like that.
That's actually a really good point. Like, if Franklin comes with their own mechanic, like the extensive cooking thing, then that could also link to Christmas, where people, and Toyota, where people are going to be making like Christmas dinners and
Christmas
everything
cakes,
like that.
Yule logs.
So it could be all connected to that. So it could just be these two items that are time travel, like these two events that are time travel locked, and then the rest will go back to normal. I can actually totally see that, because if you've then got time travelers that travel forward and unlock an entire new mechanic, that then takes everything out of balance in a way. Because, like, obviously if you don't time travel, then on some islands the stove will have accessibility, for some islands they won't, and the game just wouldn't make sense. So
Kind of be a bit like an overload on the file, like,
yeah,
you know, here do it, here don't, and...
That's a really
that's a
good
good
thought.
shout.
Wow.
Imagine it all decorated as well, Franklin with a Christmas hat on.
That'd be so good.
So I guess in terms of the update, like you say, you haven't really had a chance to play it yet. We do think that you're going to have a really, really good time with it, as we, you know, with everyone listening. The update is really good. Obviously, it's not going to be absolutely perfect in everything, but there's a lot to look forward to. Absolutely. So I guess moving on to the kind of next topic of things, we want to just talk to you about your channel, because it's fair to say that we have fallen in love with it. So we're very curious to know, you know, kind of what was your inspiration for starting and just what your overall goals are.
Oh, well, so I've always been into computers. It's the first thing that everyone should know. I'm a bit of a nerd in real life. And I actually started it on a different game, a game called Yo World, which is like a Facebook Flash game. And although it's like completely different to Animal Crossing, it's kind of the same in the sense that you can collect items, you can dress your character up, you can customize your house decor. So they kind of all link to quite similar things. But I play games to kill time. So when I'm not working and I'm sat at home, I would much rather be playing a computer game than going out and getting drunk in the nightclubs. So for me, it's just my happy place. And then I always think to myself, well, why not just document it and make a video and put it onto YouTube? And I see YouTube as a bit like a diary of what I've done on the game, what I've achieved. And I just do it as a hobby for fun. I never see it as anything serious. I get enjoyment out of making content and putting it on there for everyone else to watch and engage with. And I also think it gives the opportunity, especially in Animal Crossing, when you do like island tours especially, which is heavily published on my channel, I think it gives people the opportunity to showcase their island that they might not be able to get showcased by other people. So you do have the random generator, you do have the search feature with Dream Address, but publishing a video, you're showing this is all the hard work that someone's done offline on their island, and letting other people see it without them having to pay out for like a capture card, for example. So for me, it's just something that I just enjoy doing.
See, I really like that and completely can relate to some of the things that you're saying. Like, in terms of keeping it almost as a diary, we do that with our island, and we like to kind of look back at some of our old videos and think, oh yeah, that's what our island was like then, that's where we kept that thing then. Because if you can have a dream address, but you only get one, so it's kind of like we're on our 4th island design now, and so we've got one as a dream address, but the others, it's like, yes, I want to go back to that video and just see what our island was like. Like, I can completely relate to what you're saying.
And I also love making thumbnails. That is, I get so much enjoyment. Sit there for like 3 hours and make a thumbnail. I hate editing videos. I hate doing like video editing, but thumbnails, any day of the week, if someone needs a thumbnail, I could sit there and make one for days.
Oh, we love your thumbnails. They're so fitting with Animal Crossing. They're almost pastel-y, if that makes sense. Like, they just look so, I don't know, calming. Like, it's clear what things are. And it's just so vibrant. Like, if you're just looking back at your channel, the last 5 or so videos, even more, they just pop. Like, I just feel so uplifted when I see the thumbnails because they're just so bright, and oh, I love them. I actually might need some help because I love making thumbnails, but sometimes I struggle and I'm like, no, what am I doing?
No, that's fine.
But
I think the one thing I struggle on the YouTube side of things is the hate, surprisingly. So I'm quite a shy person in real life. It probably doesn't come across that way, but if you was to meet me in real life, I am really shy. And Animal Crossing is such a nice community, and there is very little hate, surprisingly. And before I did Animal Crossing content, I did another game, and that was Yo World, as I've mentioned. And that game, it had a complete balance of like trolls and nice people, and so it can impact people, and it does worry me that someday is that going to happen to me again, and are, you know, people going to come after you and dislike all your videos and write horrible comments. But hopefully so far it hasn't happened, but it's always like, I'm always like, oh no, what if it does happen?
I mean, as a creator, what's your kind of process for dealing with like hate comments or criticism?
I think you have to take it on the chin. Everyone has their own opinion, and everyone's entitled to say whatever they like. I just think sometimes if it's negative, it's probably better to keep it to yourself. If it's not asked for, then don't say it. But I think for me, it would probably be a case of just switch comments off, disable comments, and try and get away from it.
I mean, there are some very odd people on the internet, to say the least. Like, just like little things, just like, oh my gosh, like we did a Mario Kart Live Home Circuit video. It was like a showcase. We managed to like stay up really late to download the software, and we did like a showcase of the product, like our first initial reactions. Obviously we were new to it, so there was stuff in the way. It didn't really turn out, I guess, not even how we wanted to. Like, obviously it wasn't a perfect video, but there was someone in the comment section that thought that we got given a free review copy of the game and that we'd just done a kind of unacceptable job showcasing it, and so they stayed around for like 5-6 videos after until eventually they got bored. Like, it was strange.
Oh, see, for me, I would just be more inclined to just block them. I know that sounds really harsh, and I'm not the type of person for that, but I had something similar on Animal Crossing, and I made a dream address tour of someone's island showcasing it, and they commented quite negatively, like, oh, but you didn't do this, or you didn't do that, or you didn't say this. And I was a bit taken back by it. I was like, oh, I didn't know that was like what you wanted, and I'm completely sorry. And
Wow.
they like commented back, and they were like, I want you to republish it. And I was like, but these videos take time. Like, they're 20 minutes long.
Holy cow.
They edit it. Then my upload speed don't even go there. I live in North Wales, so like it takes like a whole 18 hours to get a video uploaded. So I was like, I can't really redo it, but maybe I could do it on a stream and you can join me and we can be positive. And I tried to turn it into something positive, and this person just wasn't having it. And so I kind of tried to leave it for a while. And then they was commenting negatively on everything. So in the end, I was like, do you know what? I'm going to block you. I will message you privately and explain why I've blocked you. I will ask you to leave me alone, and I'm going to take the video down and be done with it.
See, that is so upsetting that like it resulted in a video being taken down, because again, we can relate to what you're saying in the circumstance. Like, when we first started the channel, our videos used to take about 2 hours to process after we'd recorded them. That then take, honestly, some of our island tours, the longer ones, could take 24 hours to upload. And, you know, like you said, you put so much work into that it's so sad that it would be taken down, you know, just because of people reacting in that way. And just like the problems that we have in comments is things like we often get strange like robots commenting, like bots commenting, and like you said about keeping everything PG-13, some of them can be quite inappropriate. And it's, you know, JB has so much time that he has to dedicate to just making sure that whatever comments like that come up from like these weird bot things get deleted, because it's kind of like, you know, the videos that we do, a lot of children would watch them, and it's kind of like even the comments need to be monitored so frequently that, you know, it's a bit scary to think that a child could stumble across some of them.
I think it would be amazing if YouTube could, do you know, like you have mods in the chat box when you do a live stream. I would love to have like a mod for the comment section of your YouTube channel.
I mean, you can kind of do an auto mod, like there's a feature where you can block certain words or certain phrases, but I don't know, I guess that's a very... That's not really what you want. You'd want an actual person sat there doing things, because if you're just blocking certain words, it, like, taken out of context, someone could be trying to tell you something genuinely important. Like, obviously, like, swear words, you can put them in there, but if someone's trying to tell you something important and it happens to have a certain phrase, like, in there, it could just get blocked for no reason, and so it's problematic.
I mean, not only that, but there's also the pictures attached to them, so the person that's posted the comment, again, an example of this is just some bots that we've had, but like the picture can be really inappropriate, so it doesn't matter what they're saying, that picture is then going to be seen underneath your video, and it's just like, no, you know, it does need like full-time moderation.
100%, and I feel your pain. I have it all the time, and I think the other thing as well is like people don't realize this is how much work goes in. Like, people just think you record a video and you just upload it and it's done. It's like a 2-minute job, and I think people sometimes don't realize how much goes into it. And then when you miss a day of uploading, people are like, why did you not upload? And I'm like, oh, I had a day off.
And I mean, like you said, for you, if you upload, say, an elaborate island tour that's, say, like an hour, that can be 24 hours just in uploading. And it's like, well, how do you expect me to have got another video when literally YouTube is out of action for me because I can only upload one thing at a time or something like that?
My schedule, so I used to be, when I first started doing Animal Crossing videos, it actually really stressed me out because I was trying so hard to record a video, edit it and upload it, and obviously when you go to upload videos, it drains the internet where I live, so like if someone else in the house is playing PlayStation online, it'll lag for them or buffer for them. So it would always stress me out. So I've come into a routine now, which is nice. And I normally upload before I go to bed, and I leave my laptop on overnight and then let it do its processing. And hopefully by the time I wake up, fingers crossed, it's done. Sometimes I leave it running until lunchtime and then it's done. But that seems to work quite well.
That was exactly the same for us. Like this podcast, honestly, there were occasions early on when it took an entire weekend to upload. Say we would record it on Thursday night, and it wouldn't be ready to upload and set into live until like the early hours of Sunday. So I could not imagine still doing that now, so you need to be commended on that. But it's just such a shocking story about like that kind of dream address, and like the creator wasn't that friendly, because honestly, we were in a very comfortable bubble making, say, daily Animal Crossing Island tours. We wouldn't get that much traction, but we love doing them. And like you say, there's virtually no hate in Animal Crossing whatsoever. Obviously, there's always, you know, your odd bad egg, you know, some troll, but for the most part, it's friendly. And so one of the most stressful things was venturing heavily out of Animal Crossing, because once you're out of that bubble, it's very difficult to get back into like that kind of safe space. So it is very challenging, but I think it's all about kind of just taking things at face value. Like, some people are just gonna say something for a reaction, and it's just about just kind of keeping doing what you're doing. Like, I wish I didn't have to look at some of the comments, because it's not like any of them are bad, but it's just stressful, like, of what you're gonna see. But for the most part, I think it's usually very, very good, and I don't know, I think it's a very good time, and I'm enjoying it, but it can get so stressful. I couldn't imagine an island creator turning sour. Like, that's just so scary.
Bad as well, because I'm such a nice person. I try my best to please everyone. I was trying to turn it into something positive, and then I got to the point I was like, I can't be positive anymore. It will turn me negative, and when I turn negative, it'll make an impact on my videos. And I was like, I'm just gonna block it and be done with it.
Like, I think you were way too nice in that scenario, because just like you said, when people are, you know, when you do these island tours, there's so many occasions where they don't have a capture card, so they can't do it themselves, so you're kind of saving and preserving their island on the channel. And also, if people are planning on destroying their island and restarting, it's also preserving their island from that point of view. And so there's a lot of positives to it that to nitpick just seems very bad. Now, we've had situations where I personally have been absolutely gutted with how an island tour has gone technically. Like, our capture card is one of the old models, so there's sections where we've just had to cut things out because it just goes all laggy. But especially, we toured this absolutely phenomenal pirate mermaid island. It ended up being our most highly viewed Animal Crossing island tour for a while. It was stunning. I can't fault the design. It was brilliant. But because it had lagged so much and I'd missed a large portion of that lag in the initial editing, what I had to do was I had to take my phone and screen record the uploaded version on YouTube mobile and then re-upload it. But obviously then it took it down from 1080p to I think 720. So I don't know, there's just situations where when you've got slow internet, it, like, the slightest thing that you miss in an edit could almost render that video either needing to be taken down or something. And it is very difficult when there's people kind of, you know, criticizing that.
My most viewed video on YouTube was also a dream address tour, and it has so much lag in it. The comments are beautiful on it, and everyone's applauding the video and things, and everyone loves it. But as a content creator, you always think, oh my gosh, look at how much lag there is, or look at the quality, it goes blurry, what am I going to do? However, I found out a tip for anyone that does have a capture card. I don't know if all models do, but on my capture card, at the very, very back of it, there's a tiny little gap for an SD card to go into it. And I didn't know this, but if you pop the SD card into the back of it, you can record directly onto that, and it saves it the most beautiful quality in history.
Whoa.
That's amazing to know, because JB does all our editing, and he is so tough on himself about anything. Like, if the audio glitches for a second, or if there's any kind of delay, he's just, you know, he just tries to be a complete perfectionist, and it can really get him down just when things go wrong or when the video lags. And like you said about, you know, with you, if you'd have just continued in that last circumstance, that like it could have affected your other videos, and it can sometimes get you in a little bit of a rut if the last few island tours have been so good and then there's been these tech issues. So just knowing that's really helpful.
I and it can get awkward with like creators, because there's been moments where like we've been looking at the screen so much and not at the display, where we've then had to go back to creators and I've gone, I'm really really sorry, but we like lagged and missed this last section of the island tour, please can we visit again at a similar time and like redo it, because this was before the dream address. And obviously everyone that we spoke to said yes, they were like really really nice about it. But just imagining, like, I don't know, if like someone had got annoyed, and I guess rightly so, because it takes a lot of like them to bring their time out to give us a guided tour, and we appreciate it a lot, but it's just, I don't know, there just seems to be so many issues with like technology that I kind of wish that the Nintendo Switch had a built-in capture system that could last for that long.
Yeah, more than just the 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I know. Oh.
So I guess in terms of your channel that we've spoken about, what are your kind of goals for the end of this year? Do you have like a certain subscriber count that you're hoping to reach, or a video you want to make?
So I think for me it's content. So I want to try and make December the month to remember on my channel, and I want to be able to publish videos that are different, but something that people want to engage with and watch. So I've got a few that I've already pre-recorded ahead of time. I kind of just want to try and think of new ideas that either haven't been done or something that I haven't personally done much of, and be able to put like a video every single day of December that's going to be fantastic and just really smash it that way. It would be amazing if I could hit 3,000 subscribers, but I'm not holding anyone to that. So we'll see.
Well, honestly, like we've said, we urge anyone listening to subscribe because we love your channel, and I think it is definitely achievable, especially with that plan that you've got set out. Like, I'm just imagining your channel in December as like a cool advent calendar of content.
I like that.
Well, I'm hoping it is. Yeah, that's a good idea actually. I might steal that.
Well, you can have it for free.
The idea
But
is
please
yours.
invite us for an island tour. Oh, that's brilliant. And oh my gosh, December's going to be awesome, especially when it starts snowing. Like, that's something I'm so excited for, just the snow. I want them to add like more winter reactions, like throwing snowballs, making snow angels. I just think that would be amazing.
But we don't get snow that often, unless you're in Scotland.
I really wish we
So-
got more snow.
Yeah. We have like slush around our area, like
Yeah.
we don't get, it's just slush on the floor.
Or like weird hailstones that last for about 30 seconds.
And that's not pleasant. That's never pleasant for anyone. So it'll be nice to see snow in a pleasant setting rather than just something you can slip on.
So one thing that we loved about your channel is that we have met a lot of people that do like, you know, some Animal Crossing videos and stuff, but the one videos that stood out to me personally the most is I've never met anybody else who does Amiibo card videos or collects Amiibo cards. So how's that going?
So, I got introduced to it through YouTube. I was watching someone's video and discovered that Amiibo cards was a thing. I didn't even know they was a thing. And my job in real life, I do a lot with NFC, and I do a lot to do with NFC in real life. So as soon as I found out that the Amiibo cards had NFC, I was like, oh my gosh, this is fate. I love to collect things. I'm heavily involved with NFC technology. Like, I need every single Amiibo card that there is. And I originally messaged the person that made the video and was like, where did you get the cards from? And they were like, oh, we got them from eBay. So I went onto eBay and it was like £15 for a single pack of 3 cards. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't, I don't know whether that's really worth it as much as I really want to. There's like 400 cards to collect, like it's gonna be pricey. And then I debated it for like a week, and then I was like, do you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna buy these cards off eBay. And I went to go and order them, and they, on eBay you had to check out with PayPal. I don't have access to PayPal, so I was like, oh my gosh, no, like it's the end of the world. And I had a meltdown to my mum. I was like, what am I gonna do? I wanted these cards, they're sold out. And my mum was like, have you tried the Nintendo website? And I was like, no, they're like, everyone's buying them off eBay. She was like, well, why don't you just try the website? I was like, everyone's buying them off eBay. Like, of course, like, what? So I went on the website and they were in stock, and I just was like, oh my gosh, this is fate. Like, one looking up at me is just like, you need to buy them. So I ordered a load and made a video on them, kind of got obsessed, and started literally every night before I go to bed. I go onto YouTube, I search Animal Crossing Amiibo for filter, upload date, look at the most recent uploads, and I watch every single one of them before bed. It is obsessive. And then I messaged you guys, I was like, asking you guys questions about it. I find out that there's trade groups on Facebook and things, and I'm just like, the whole world that I'm still yet to discover. Just, it's addictive. So the latest, I've bought a book, because I've seen on the trade groups people have their Amiibo cards in like a book, like a showcase portfolio. So I was like, I need a book. I'm going to put them all in the book. I'm going to organize them numerical. I'm going to have my duplicates at the back ready so like I can try and trade when I get enough duplicates. So I'm obsessed at the moment. I am very addicted.
No, it is really addictive, and I must admit, like, the trading part of it became even more so. Like, I had have cards on the way, and I'd still be like, yeah, but I want to trade. Like, these cards have taken 3 days to get here. Can I start trading now? And the timing was just perfect for you, because they've literally only been in stock again for about a month, I think. So I'm just so happy for you that they came in stock when they did. That's like perfect timing. But I feel like we maybe traded today for our last 2 cards, did we, JB?
Yeah, the last 2. For series 1 to 4, we've not really delved into the kind of Hello Kitty packs or the Welcome Amiibo packs yet.
All the RVs and things, there's so many.
Is the 2 that you traded for?
The last 2 we needed were Fritter and Molly, I think.
Molly, oh my gosh, what a dream.
Oh my god, yeah,
She
Molly's
was
like
the
a cute
hardest
little
one.
dog. Oh.
She's the hardest one to find. I was like doing posts for about 2 weeks, just like, does anybody have Molly? I need Molly.
Oh gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I think it cost me about
bought
5.
even more.
I think it cost, like, I had to trade about 5 cards to get them.
Oh
but
gosh.
in the end, I did.
Yes, Amy. Oh my gosh, you're buying so many packs at the moment. I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want to throw away all the ones that we've collected
And just start again.
to keep buying more.
Again.
Because it's such an addictive thing to go through. Just buying them, like, oh my gosh, no, they hit the limit on this. Oh my god, okay, let's get it to the next series. Oh, it's hit the limit. That's the next series. Just keep adding them to the basket. Oh my gosh.
To add to my addiction, it's one YouTuber who also has been opening them up and showing everyone what's inside. He's doing where you can all packs and he will open them up on his stream and send them out to you. So a bit like, do you know Logan Paul when he did it with the Pokemon stuff? And I'm like, oh my gosh, add me to the list. Sign me up.
Oh yeah, I think I saw you tweeting about that. That does sound really cool, because you'd imagine like you could get stacks and stacks and stacks of Amiibo cards.
On the hunt for Maple. So she's my favourite villager, apart from Marshall. But I got Marshall, the first packs that I ordered, I found Marshall. And
That's
everyone's
amazing.
like, that is amazing.
No way. That's incredible. Wow.
So
did you
my last and only.
Did you find any in the packs that you were like, I didn't know these were a character, I want to get these on my island now, and did you invite them through the campsite?
Haven't done it yet, apart from Poppy. Poppy's the only one that I've used to invite. But I didn't know that the series 1 to 4 had villagers that aren't from New Horizons. So I just thought it was everyone in New Horizons. And then when I seen a few cards, I was like, hang on a minute, who are you? I had to do some research. And I'm like, oh, you're like old player. Okay.
It's
So
amazing.
that was interesting.
There's a few that aren't amiibos in the series, like Ketchup. That's one that JB really wants because he has ketchup with pretty much every meal, so it was just fitting to get it. And I was researching, trying to find their amiibo card, and they just didn't have one.
Gosh, I didn't even know that. I wonder if they're going to have like a Series 5.
They should have a Series 5 because not only are there lots of new Islanders like Raymond, obviously Ketchup, and just so many. I think even, gosh, I forgot the name, but I think it's Bo. But there's so many that they could do, but also special characters as well, like Gulliver.
Oh yes, they've added so many
Orville,
characters in this time.
Wilbur. Like the different variants of Tom Nook and Isabel that are kind of the obligatory special shiny.
Oh yes, and Daisy May selling the turnip. She doesn't have an amiibo card. 'Cause
Flick and CJ.
it was her grandma before her, so you can get her grandma's amiibo card, but you can't get her amiibo card. So, and yeah, like JB said, Flick, CJ, there's just so many they should be adding in.
I want them all.
Definitely, and I really wish they restock the Hello Kitty ones. You guys know if they're going to? I don't think they're going to. Are they?
I mean, I don't know where they originated from, because they did say in the release that they were going to restock Amiibo cards. They didn't really specify season 1 to this season. So you'd assume that they had all come into circulation at some point, but I'm not sure if they were just some obscure crossover that they did for a limited time, or if they're like mainline. Like, I'm not really familiar with the background of the cards, but it'd be great to see them again. Like, I really want some, because they come with like the cutest little posters.
Yeah, I keep trying to tweet out to Nintendo and try and ask them, or like tag them in a post. I'm like, are you gonna add some more on stock? But they don't seem to answer me.
No, we need to like start a petition. But one thing that I think you said in one of your earlier Amiibo card packs that we watched, I think it was when you weren't too familiar with Amiibo cards, but you said something that made me think of an idea, and I love it. You were saying, oh look, and the shiny one in this pack is the special character. Now, of course, the special character are the only ones that can be shiny, but wouldn't it just be so cool if every single Islander had the potential to be shiny? Because then not only are you collecting every variant for the campsite, but if there was like a unique poster or a unique functionality or an outfit that the shiny version of that Islander could unlock, oh my gosh, that would just open the floodgates for like...
Do you imagine?
Wow. Oh, could you... Like,
shiny amiibo of
yes.
regular villagers. Oh.
Like, oh my gosh, like they could have holograms. It would look amazing. Like with Pokemon cards, there's like the GX ones, which are like the super rare. There could be like the dreamy cards. You could imagine that having your favourite Islander in like full glory shiny hologram, and it unlocks a statue of them that you can put on your island.
My gosh, that is the most amazing idea.
Like literally an amiibo statue that you could place on your island. Oh,
I'd love that.
I really want that so badly. I just think it would. I don't know. They are trading cards, but it would just add a bit more functionality to it. But I guess they weren't expecting it to be as popular with New Horizons.
Maybe they will turn it into something. Maybe.
Yeah, see, I feel like it's kind of replaced Nook Mile tickets in a way, because people used to get them to kind of villager hunt, whereas now you can just like scan in your amiibos. But like, not only do we have them to trade, the KK slider ones, I kind of refrained from trading them ones, and any spares I got. JB's got a KK slider shrine because it's his favourite character.
It's a tribute shelf. It's not a shrine.
I saw it in the video. It looked fantastic. I need to ask, where did you get the little like the statues from? I was like, are they official Animal Crossing, or was it like from Etsy?
I think all of it's official Animal Crossing. So the cushions have been a new release on Nintendo Online. The 2 KK slider like plush toys I got off Amazon, but I think it's because they're out of stock on Nintendo.
Yes, the pillows from Nintendo UK website. I don't know where you got the DJ KK from, but the KK slider toy was from Argos. You could order it on Argos.
And the little minifigure in the middle is again an amiibo, so you can scan them in, and I think we got that through the Amiibo Festival game or something like
It
that.
was either Amiibo Festival or we just got it loose secondhand at Kex.
Yeah, so that's kind of where we found all the KK side of things, but it's like JB's favourite. So yeah, any spare Amiibo cards that we have for KK Slider, I just kind of add them to the shelf to decorate for him.
Create like a little wallpaper and flooring of KK.
Yeah.
I need him in a snow globe. So one of the comments that we get consistently on our Amiibo card unpackings is the people very well meaning, but they're just so confused. They always comment like, oh my gosh, why are there only 3 cards in this pack? Like, you know, when we get packs there's like 5. Now, are you familiar with the fact that like American packs have more Amiibo cards for some reason?
Yeah, only recently though. So I had the same incident. Someone commented, was like, why have you only got three in a pack? That's like totally fake. And I was like, wait, what? No. And then I did some research and then I'm like, oh my gosh, America get like double the amount that we get. How is that fair? And then I think they're like quite similar in price as well, because I asked someone on one of the comments and I'm like, what is going on? And I also feel like I haven't seen one in person, only through videos, but I feel as though the American ones are better quality, because when I watch people's videos they seem to be like more of like a card material, whereas I feel like the UK ones are more like paper, if that makes any sort of sense.
See, because the UK ones were out of stock for so long, I did actually start trading with some people in America, so a few of the ones we've got are from there, and the only real difference is just the names. So on the bottom of the UK one there are 4 names at the bottom, and on the bottom of the American ones there's just 2, but other than that they're pretty much the same cards. So it literally is just a value thing. Like, you know, the American ones tend to, you know, sell for a lot less, but other than that it's just exactly the same. It's so bizarre as to why they get 6.
Yeah, that's...
I feel like it makes the UK ones more valuable though, because it's harder to collect them, if that makes sense, because you've got to buy more.
Yeah, that's very true. Like, honestly, the UK ones, like I said, when they're out of stock, we had to look at like buying some or trading multiple to get one card, and they can go up to like £35 for one card if they're a high enough tier, and it's like, that's insane. Whereas in America, they sell for maybe like $5 each or something like that. They are a lot cheaper from there.
I just can't think why they would do that though, because it's pretty much similar pricing. The stock replenished at similar times, so they physically had to reprint these cards and make the conscious decision, okay, we're going to redistribute these in like America and in England, but they made the decision to keep our packs as packs are free. And obviously we know, you know, what led from it with the pricing, but it's just the why, like who sat there and made that decision, and I don't know, it's just odd. I can't think about a reason why they would want to do that.
It's bizarre. I was going to say taxes, but then it would only impact price. It wouldn't impact quantity.
Like, I wouldn't mind if they had that as a different option, like a booster pack plus, so you could maybe spend £1 or £1.50 more, and it is that upscaled pack of 6 or 5. Like, that would be okay, but just to completely limit it's a bit strange.
A deal. So if you buy 5, you get 1 free. Because I've bought too many off the Nintendo website.
yeah. So honestly, I think for the amount of money we must have spent on Animal Crossing Amiibo cards, we may as well have just bought the game 50 times.
I feel you. I said, this is my last, so I bought some. They've arrived today. I'm going to open them over the next few days. I don't think I'm going to buy any more till the new year because it's getting too pricey. I'm trying to save for a house, and I'm like, I need to stop wasting money on cards.
No, I get that. And there was somebody who I was speaking to in a trading group, and they were 17, they were still in school, and they were like, you know, I'm really struggling to get my hands on these cards. I've asked for them for Christmas just so that I can complete my collection. And like, so even like for some people, they're like, you know, top of the Christmas list, like, I need Amiibo cards.
So I guess
It's crazy.
while we get ready to kind of wrap things up for today, are there any other things that you wanted to speak about? Or Millie, is there anything that you want to speak about?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing from my side other than just thank you so much for reaching out to me. It was 100% a pleasure. And I just want to give some credit to you guys because I know how difficult it is to arrange videos, and it's so difficult to find the right person, find the right time, be able to edit it and try and make sure that the voices all sound the same. So I just need to give some huge credit to you guys for doing this because it's not the first one, you've done loads of them, so just credit to you guys.
I mean, huge credit to you too, like you were saying about the upload speed and stuff. We found that so tiring, to the point where we used to sometimes just when there wasn't the lockdown on and things, we used to go to JB's parents' house just because they had internet where we could upload quicker. So the fact that you're really, determined with this and still managing it is just hugely impressive, and a huge compliment to you as well, just that you do have that type of determined personality to still really push through with this.
Yeah, thank you so much for agreeing to come on, because honestly we are huge fans of your channel and just everything that you seem to be doing. You kind of have a new twist on everything, and honestly I think in not very long your channel is going to be up there in terms of subscribers with the biggest creators on the platform. It's just so fun to watch.
And because we've
Thank
not
you,
gone out
guys.
to get
Thank you.
advent calendars this year, we're looking forward to watching your December videos as the little treat of the day.
Definitely, I might have to give it a name. JB and Millie decided to call it the Advent Calendar of December. We'll see.
The Animal Crossing equivalent of Vlogsmas.
Yeah. Could
So-
you imagine?
So for people that really want to keep up on that, where can we find you on the internet?
So on YouTube, it's just Amy Games. And then on Twitter and Instagram, it's _Amy Crossing. And the name comes from my island. So my name is called Amy. My island is called Crossing. So I just put 2 and 2 together and was like, we'll just call it Amy Crossing.
That's perfect. I love that.
Yeah, so thank you again so much. We're going to be linking all your social medias for the channel and everything in the description down below. So if anyone's listening to this and you want to hear more of Amy Games, of Amy Crossing, please do go into those links and subscribe to the channel. I promise you won't be disappointed. It's awesome. So thank you so much everyone for listening. Please comment and subscribe to JB, Millie and Amy Games.